It is a great day to be alive, and I am so thankful for God, Jesus Christ, who lives in us. In this video, I'm going to do a follow-up to the Baltimore, Ohio dream. I feel that this is more confirmation to go along with this dream. This dream was shared in the video that I post today titled October 17th, 2024, round 2. And in that video, I shared 2 new dates that I am placing on the market crash timeline that I feel God has been giving me for over the course of a few months. So if you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to watch it because this video will tie in with that portion as it relates to the Baltimore, Ohio dream. So just a quick recap. In this particular part of the dream, I shared that someone told me, or someone said to me, Baltimore, Ohio. That was the first part of the dream, and I was inquiring about Baltimore, Ohio. The second part of the dream, you would have to watch the video to see what that second part is about. But the last part of that dream had to do with me being at a train station going to Baltimore, Ohio. And then there's the final part of that dream. But for now, I want to focus on the train station and me being at the train station going to Baltimore, Ohio. Well, after having this dream, I shared that I began to do some research about Baltimore, Ohio, and I found out that Baltimore, Ohio is known for its train stations. And today, someone in the comment section made a comment stating that when they saw the B&O Railroad in the video, it reminded them of the Monopoly game. Well, when I read that, my mind went immediately to a dream or a vision that God gave me about this game. And so this began to stir in my heart, and I began to pray on it. And I said, God, if there's anything that I need to pull from this as far as this Monopoly game and this dream and vision that I've had, and how this person in the comment section has brought this up, you know, they didn't know anything about my Monopoly dream or vision, but the simple fact that they stated that lets me know that God is still doing something here. And so I immediately went to my phone and I pulled up that particular dream, and all I saw was the thin portion of the Monopoly board, and I saw one red hotel and one greenhouse. And so I began to think on that, and I had this dream on July the 15th, 2024, and then about a week or so later is when I had the dream about the Rubik's Cube and about the Baltimore, Ohio. And so all of that kind of took over, and I set this to the side. I figured it had something to do with the housing market. I knew it had something to do with wealth transfer, but just wasn't sure where this was going until now. So in that video, as I begin to share more things about the Baltimore, Ohio Railroad and the stations, I mentioned that a gentleman by the name of Clarence Darrow, his first name was the same as the guy in my dream that told me Baltimore, Ohio. So his name was Clarence Williams. So Clarence and Clarence. And so now I see a connection there. So now Clarence Darrow, I can't even say his name right. He received a stock certificate for the Baltimore, Ohio Railroad Company 5 days before the very first stock market crash that occurred on October 9th, 1929. Well, following that stock market crash of 1929, that led directly to the Great Depression. Okay, so the Great Depression, stock market crash, the Great Depression. And again, his last name is Darrow. So I want to focus on his last name simply because of what I saw today. The history of the Monopoly game. Well, long story short, there was a lady who originally, I guess, made up the game. And so a man by the name of Charles Darrow, he took credit for inventing the game. And so now we have what we call today the Monopoly game. And it stated that it became very popular in the United States during the Great Depression. And again, we know that the Great Depression followed the stock market crash that happened in 1929. And the final piece that I want to share is that on the Monopoly board, we see the B&O Railroad. It is a fact that this Baltimore, Ohio Railroad is one of the 4 railroads featured on the U.S. version of the game of Monopoly. And so all of this information together just brings more confirmation to this dream, more confirmation to the date that I received from that dream, in order to say that, this is a date that should be put on the market crash timeline. And so the questions that I'm asking the Lord now is, God, are you showing me all this with Baltimore, Ohio, to say that there's something that is going to occur in Baltimore, Ohio that will lead to conflict with the U.S. and then that conflict will lead to the stock market crash, and then that stock market crash will lead to a Great Depression? Is this what you're showing us here? All this that's being laid out? And as you guys can see that, of course, none of this was shared in that video because I didn't know any of this until after I posted the video. It was probably about 3 hours ago that I started making connections and all of that. And so I'm sharing this with you. This is just as new to me as it is new to you. I'm quite sure that a lot of you probably already knew the history behind this, but for me to make this connection, and then connect it with my dream, how the last names connect and another last name connect. And then it's just so many connections here that, again, God is in the details. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys and, kind of get you to see how God has been dropping these nuggets here and there. And this is basically how God has been helping me to build this timeline, doing things like this, making connections, stuff that I wouldn't have connected a month ago. It's starting to make sense now. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all. Not a long video. Again, I encourage you to just take a look at that October 17, 2024 round 2 video. And it explains more about this Baltimore, Ohio dream, as well as how this all ties into what I feel God is preparing us for, this coming market crash, and how that is going to be connected to what we're believing for as far as the wealth transfer. So that's all for this video. Until the next time, God bless.